but just not managing to hold the game down together. Suffered a heavy defeat. This weekend they need to recover. Remember, they have won this tournament before, so they want to go out with their best foot forward. They will look to inspiration from their key men.
Indeed, the Sharks, made up of exclusively players from the universities here in Kenya. The Lions in green, a majority of players come from Kenya Commercial Bank, who lost that heartbreaking, nail-biting final to Kenya Harlequins a fortnight ago. It is a must-win for them in this tournament because there are two pools in the premier provincial tournament in East Africa, and with only 4 teams in the pool, they cannot afford to have another loss. Teams lining up to prepare for the normal ceremony before the match begins. There was quite a bit of rain an hour before kickoff, perhaps may have deterred some of the fans, but the more loyal fans have shown up here to support their team of choice. So, Peter, it's do or die for the Lions, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. Conditions perfect for running rugby here at the RFUEA Ground. It was a bit wet, but the sun has come out and it's definitely going to be something to play for. And there you have the Sharks lineup in the front row. Ombogo, Akatu and Karani. Inspirational Jojo Dipo will be at second row with Makori. Kisia Egisa and Joel Omer will be at the back. At 9-10 it's crucial left Wanjala and Andola. The midfield of Kopondo, who is also captaining the side with Baraza, and the back three, Ayange, Biko Adema and Wanjala.
Akima and Biko Adema at fullback, the Kenya Sevens international, and Kompodo at center, who's been moved from the back row. And the Lions playing a much heavier pack. Musala, Elako and Alubaka, the KCB front row. And Alubaka, the captain, will be very keen how he carries the ball today. Wamai, Sindo and Ogot, an unbroken trio who've been playing together for the last 3 seasons for KCB. Their combination will be important as well.
Yeah, telling thing there, Ogot, who started off the bench last week, is on the starting lineup. He will look to combine with his Sindu and Wamai, and definitely Alubaka in the front row will lead his charges.
And the Nguvu Sharks bench with Kioko, who scored 2 tries last week, and Gadumbi as well. These are very key players, perhaps a tactical option by Coach Micho Chola to put them on the bench. The Lions bench as well, not doing badly. Calvin's Biko, the live wire fullback, will be looking to come on later in the half, and Olago and Lai will be looking to bring in some impetus in the front row. All to play for, Peter, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. Both very rich benches. And there we have the match officials. The man in the middle, John Bosco Mwamba. He will be assisted by Anthony Ndong and Damas Ogwe.
John Bosco Mwamba, fluent speaker of French, but I'm sure he will not be needing French in today's match, Peter, will he?
No. Language is English. He's got 80 minutes of commentary, 80 minutes of match officiating here, and it is definitely going to be an experience and a whale of a game for John Bosco Mwamba. Conditions perfect, gearing for the kickoff. Match day number 2 of the Bamburi Rugby Super Series. The Nguvu Sharks taking on the Lions.
Yes, indeed.
You're good.
And we're about to get started. Jotham Yahuma, the Lions fly half. It's good to see him back, recovering from injury. I'm sure all the students at Mangu High School will be cheering one of their teachers, John Bosco, just transferred from Eastern Province. And Howard Okwemba, one of Kenya's youngest coaches, has been thrown in at the deep end in a provincial tournament. Strange decision, I think, for the Lions management. However, will he sink or will he swim? The next 80 minutes will tell.
His man on the other side, Micho Chola, same age as Howard Okwemba. Both these the youngest coaches in the Super Series. What contribution can they make to these two sides? 2008 champions, Lions, taking on the Nguvu Sharks. Nguvu Sharks in white, playing from left to right in your screen, and the Lions in green.
Very confident looking Jojo Dipo, who plays normally for Kenya Harlequins, the Kenya Cup champions. Many of the players on the Nguvu Sharks side have chosen to come in and represent their universities. Coach Micho Chola, him and Howard share the distinction of being the youngest coaches in the country at the moment at this level. Although compared to Howard, he's very experienced. He's been coaching for the last 3 years in the Kenya Cup, so perhaps he may not be having as many butterflies as Howard.
Yes, he'll be comfortable and confident going into this one.
Please.
Coaches the local club side, Strathmore University, and today is out with once again the Nguvu Sharks.
Jotha Miahuma kicks short and high. Tapped back by the Sharks. Well done, running backwards for the moment.
But
well cleaned up by Akatu.
Come on, get back.
Andola, not the best of kicks. Well controlled there by Fabian Orlando. Young man does well, keeps his feet. Very good hands by Mondi. Offloads it well. Unlucky they're lost in the tackle.
Rock.
Well cleaned up by Dennis Karani.
Guys, keep going.
And again, Sharks struggling to clear their lines. Andola cannot kick it straight out, carried over. Not a bad kick at all. Make sure it's in the corner. Oops. Martin Musita slips slightly.
Go. Green.
Good kick by Musita. Puts it high in the corner. Odipo takes well. Musita ran into a wall. Biko Adema showing the 7 skills that he's so adept at. Offloads on the outside. And Nick Baraza could not hold on.
Unlucky for Baraza, there are early mistakes, but it was Biko Adema who made the incisive run, splitting up the defense. He has one off and he is a quick. Plays for the Kenya 7 side and just in the early stages showing why he is such a dangerous man playing at fullback. Makes the pass.
Baraza, again, guilty of taking his eye off the ball. May have just been better off looking to retain it. First scrum of the match. And the Sharks immediately putting pressure on a much heavier Lions pack.
Get off. White. Still side wide.
Mutai puts up the box kick. Doesn't go as far as would have liked.
Backwards from wide. Play on. Roll away. Roll away. Roll away.
Looking to drive the Sharks further back. Makori taking on 2.
Roll away.
Again,
roll away.
Dennis Sindu needs to get out of there. And it's a penalty quickly taken by Wanjala.
Advantage on 10.
Duncan Ekasi.
Okay, now. Roll out. Get in. Get over. Get back. Advantage over.
And referees called advantage over. Odipo to Karani. It's the big boys who are first and second receiver. Again, Wanjala seems to be asking something from the ref. Goes for the drop kick. Well, right. Strange decision by the scrum half.
Yes, he had men on the outside. He'd think he'd link up with them, but the Sharks clearly showing a lot of urgency in the early stages of this match. That was the unsuccessful drop kick. They're playing with the big men, playing this ball at pace, and the Lions need to keep tabs on them very early.
Bizarre by Wanjala, because he had men on the outside and he chose to go for the drop kick. Perhaps he thought referee was playing advantage for penalty, but it's still Kopondo using that 102 kilo mass to drive play up till the 10-meter line of the Lions territory. Wanjala distributes. Andola almost got in his way. Joel Omer does well.
Back foot.
They come to the blind. The man, if they need it, Odipo chooses to go on the inside.
No hands, leave it.
Might have been better off playing the ball through the hands. Wanjala clears again. It's 2-on-2 on the blind side. Good acceleration by Felix Ayange.
Advantage of
Makori. Straight and direct. No sideways movement whatsoever. Omer stops and creates. Andola, Biko Adema.
Advantage over.
Strange looking kick by Adema. With the skills he has running with the ball, he may have been better off trying to take his man one-on-one, Peter.
Yes, he still had a man outside. They needed to bring play back inside, but he chose to put it in the air. I doubt that kick went where he wanted to. But good pressure coming on early in this match from the Sharks, not giving the Lions any room to even have possession or move the ball. They're putting incessant pressure on the fringes of the scrum.
That's a man.
First line out of the match. Let's see what the Lions can do from here. They've cut it short. Only 5 men in there. They choose to go to the back. Well worked line out by the Lions. Mutai. Again, there's not much sideways movement. It's just direct route 1. Edwin Machanje plays his rugby with Mwamba. Takes play almost up to halfway.
Stay back.
Slow ball for Lions. Alubaka, who Coach Hado Kwemba in his interview said he wants to see him take the ball up more. Does exactly that. Kenny Sindu. Orlando. Nowhere to go.
Orlando almost seemed to take that ball at standstill. Didn't have much space on it and got covered pretty fast by the Sharks. The Sharks defense very mobile, remember, And there you have, he seemed to make the pass out to Orlando.
Look at my mark, yeah?
And there was no problem for the Sharks defense. The men coming across, Giorgio Dipo to enforce the tackle. And well covered by the Sharks.
Are you ready? Let's go.
Sharks line out. Again, no creation whatsoever. Well taken by Ogot. Yahuma brings play back to Omondi on the inside.
Get on side.
Space for the Lions to the right. Sindu. That's well, comes in from the blind. Space on the left, but they choose to go right. When I say Machanje, oh, good hands. Unlucky, just slightly overrunning the ball was Edgar Bere. If he had been a bit more patient with it, it may have been clean away on the right side.
Yes, better play by the Lions. For the first time coming close to within the Sharks 22. You have the quick hands coming out there. The final pass just Abere unable to hold on to it, so much better play by the Lions. It's going to be a scrum down.
Okay, ready?
The Sharks need to be steady on this one. Pressure will come in from the Lions front row, but the Sharks seem unable to control it. They get it out. Let's put Apaya in there.
Wobbly old kick there by Andola, still in play. Orlando does well. Biko Adema takes his eye off it. If the bounce favors him, will he score? Yes, he does! Fabian Orlando, the 19-year-old winger from Kakamega High School, gets the first try of this match. The Lions needed that badly, Peter.
The kick goes high up in there. He's got the legs. Biko Adema just can't hold on to it. He's going to rule that, but Orlando was quick enough, got a good bounce, and he's in for the try.
Well, that's a reward for enterprise. So far, the Lions have been the most adventurous of the two sides. Biko Adema would have been better off perhaps just booting it into touch, but with his supreme confidence, perhaps he was looking to take it on. Well done, Orlando. Fortune favors the brave, and Orlando has been rewarded with 5 points for his team.
Yes, good play by the winger. He saw the space on the outside. Biko Adema just wasn't able to hold on to it. Remember, conditions have been wet throughout the day here, so the football would be a bit tricky to hold, and they have paid the price. So the Lions have gone up one.
Peter Mutai, one of the most experienced players in this provincial tournament, struck it very well indeed. And yes, it is 2 points, and he enjoyed that. Has been playing for the last 7 years in Super Series rugby. It does very well. And Orlando, good football skills. Perhaps Liverpool may need some of those later on today.
It is a great start for the Lions indeed. They're 7 points up, just the kind of start they need. Remember, the Lions need to win this one to stay within contention for the Super Series trophy, and they have started well with a score on the board early within this match.
Well, if it's anything to go by last week's match, the Lions started in the same manner but faded really badly towards the end of the match. Will it be a case of the same this week? Nandola slips. Well taken by Wamae. Again, good cleanup by Curtis Ilako.
White must get off. Get off.
Not rolling away in the tackle. Referees across the world have been very strict with the ruling at the tackle this season.
Yes, they've got to keep the ball moving and the game quick. The tackler must make the effort to roll away, and they are calling that one. Similarly, in the Super Series, they will be looking out for the offense.
Well. It's all Lions at the moment, and the Sharks, after their very comfortable win last week where they put in 75 points, would you believe it, against a provincial team from Tanzania, perhaps may be guilty of being a bit complacent in the early exchanges in this game. Again, the shortened line out by the Lions. Well done by Ogot and Alubaka. Great timing. It takes a lot to get a line out to work that well. However, the backs don't seem to be as well oiled as their line out today. Mutai. Monday, but it's still on.
Offside.
They recovered well, the Lions, in that movement. It started a bit scrappy, but the midfield seemed to have sorted it and got on the running straight and the Sharks under all sorts of pressure, and it started with that line out. Ogot in the air was clinical with his take, giving his back so much room and latitude to make the movement, and the Sharks forced offside.
Well, this is an interesting choice by the Lions. Mutai seems he's got his confidence from the last kick. However, with this wet ground, a kick from almost 50 meters out in these conditions is not easy at all. But a player of supreme confidence and vast experience. Can he add another 3 points to this Lions lead? Just shot. It had the direction but didn't have the distance. The good thing is the Sharks are still pinned in their own half. And the Lions can regroup from this.
Yes, and the Lions will be happy with that. Just keeping Sharks without possession and keeping them pinned within their territory is something they will look, so they will kick more of those should they get the opportunity. A restart by the Sharks. It's taken by Ogot at the back. Finds Mutai. Hoisted high up in the air. Can they get men underneath it? The chase is on, but it's taken well by Wanjala.
Wanjala clears. Makori. Omer. Well. The step, the show. Clean out by the Sharks. Good momentum, Mandola. Odipo. Oh, does well. Ayange. Look to crack on that pace that served him so well when he was playing for the Kenya under-20 side last year. Very good play by Nick Baraza. Perhaps would step for a big man step so well. Wamai was chasing shadows, so was Joseph Yahuma, and unluckily just lost his feet.
Baraza did well. He was strong on his feet, stepping the defense, almost leaving them trailing in the back there, and he's done well for the Lions side. That will boost their confidence.
Definitely will, the university side, and their fans love that as well. We do have a stoppage in play. Charles Omai, who played rugby for Nairobi School and toured with the Kenya under-19 side in 2006 to Casablanca, Morocco. Didn't know much of that sidestep of Baraza's a few minutes ago. Knock on in the line out. Omai with that distinctive headgear. It will be a Sharks scrum down, just 5 meters from the 22, but it seems the Lions have started the most settled of the two teams, Peter.
Yes, they have. Their set piece has been good. Their line out is working well, and they will look to maintain this momentum. But right now, coming under pressure.
If you turn the scrum again, I'll send you off, okay? Must
Good
drive
play.
straight. Must drive straight, okay?
Better play by the Sharks, putting in tremendous pressure on that Lions front row. And Alubaka, Ilako, and Amusala will have something to think about.
Well, the referee is not happy about that. He says he's going to send someone off soon. Perhaps he may be better off trying to manage it rather as opposed to punishment. But strangely, the heavier front row is struggling. But it's all about technique in scrummaging. And maybe the Lions front row may be guilty of just underestimating their much smaller opponents. But so far, Sharks have the ascendancy in the scrum, and it has got them a penalty. And it's Kennedy Andola, former Nairobi School fly half. Struck it well, struck it true and straight, and it is the first points for the Sharks in this match. Kennedy Andola, student at Strathmore University, who gets the 3 points, and it's only 4 points in it at the moment.
Yes, that was fairly academic. He hit it well, made it look so easy. Remember, conditions here might not be that formal for the kickers, but Andola does well with that one and gets his team on the score sheet. So the Lions with the restart. Yahuma puts it high up well. The Sharks field and they play it quickly. Odipo flings it back and it's put up in the air. Orlando covers well.
Puts it up in there, Orlando. Andola came for it strong but lost it. Alubaka cleans up, rambling forward like a tank. Sets play up just outside the 22. There's 4-on-1 overlap at the moment. Yahuma, Omondi, Abere. How they didn't score from that running across all the time. If one player had just straightened the line to draw in the defenders, it may have been Lions in with a very good chance to score. Machanje looked like a knock-on, but referee says play on.
Move away from the ball. Stay back.
Sharks have done well to slow this ball down and contain the momentum that the Lions had. Mutai calls his forwards to play again at the fringes, looking to suck in a few more Sharks defenders to create space for themselves.
Let it go.
Still Lions inching slowly, but it's a lot of attrition. Looked like came a bit too early, Karani, but referee says that's fine. Mutai finally decides to clear. Yahuma. Oh! Well, Baraza has been welcomed into the game today.
Great tackle from the Sharks midfield there. They almost thought there was no one, and the Sharks on the defense. Yahuma makes the pass out. He's got the runner coming in, Jared Ombachi. It's a great tackle by the Sharks, and you can see the men they had at the breakdown ready to turn it over, and they've done well on their defense, and that will really boost their confidence in terms of their ability to stop this Lions attack. It doesn't go out. Orlando keeps it in play.
Isindu with a stop. Isindu still going. Oh. But there's space. Isindu found a wall in front of him, but did well to keep hold of the ball, and it's the Lions going forward.
Come.
Still the Lions. Alubaka smashes into three Sharks defenders. Mutai goes to the blind. There's space. Munesi. Machanji again. Still Machanji dragging three with him. Can anything stop him? Mutai needs quick ball. And it is quick. Wrong man at first receiver. It's Isindu. Isindu is all over the place at the moment. If this comes out to the left, Sharks will be in trouble. And it does. Yahuma needs to move faster. Omondi steps one to Yahuma. Did he knock it on? Yes, he did. Oh, it was all the Lions there.
And lucky for Yahuma, just when he needed to make that ball, he had men on the outside, and you can see the work. Isindu does well, carries it, beats one man. He is all over the park today, Isindu. And he is thumped back. Huge tackle coming in from his opposite man, Ekasi. Just checking him and letting him know he is there. This is end-to-end stuff here.
This is top-class professional rugby in East Africa. Another moment, neither of these sides is giving an inch.
Stay in green.
They're all going for it.
Straight green.
Lions scrum. Nah, the channeling wasn't good. Ball shot out. Maybe in trouble, Ekasi.
Captain green. Time out.
Timeout called by the referee.
Number 7 green. Come on. What I want in the scrum is he binds on the second row. He doesn't move up to bind on the front row. That is what he's doing. Starting from the second row, moving up, coming closer to the ball, okay? I don't want to see that. Stay bound on the second row and push straight. The second call on the same offense, all right? Watch out.
Yes, the referee wasn't happy with that call.
But I don't think that's the right call, because the flanker binds on the prop. He's asking him to bind on a second row. I says the call should have been that he's breaking early, and that's what Wamaya has been doing in the last two scrum downs. So I don't know, strange call by the ref. I don't know if the players have understood it. Bikwadema with a very good touch finder there. And he's come through the ranks of Bikwadema, Kenya under 18, Kenya under 19, Kenya under 20, and then the Kenya Sevens as well. And still only 23 years of age. Bright future for the young man.
Yes, he has matured well into the game, starting off as a schoolboy back in St. Mary's, finding his footing in club rugby. Took a bit of time, but he's quite an all-rounded player. Plays utility, can't play at center, can't play at the back and on the wing.
Again, the Lions up to go to the back. Didn't look very straight. Monesi meets Kopondo. Ekasi slams him into the ground. Referee says that's fine, play on.
Hey, we come from the side, get back, number 4, get back.
Good turnover by the Sharks there, and they choose to go blind. Good ball-locking run.
Number 3.
Wanjala, Odipo drops the shoulder and fends off one.
Still on advantage.
Still the Sharks looking to move the ball in hand. Karani.
He is having a good tournament, Karani. He carries it up well. Wanzala plays it out.
Andola sees the space at the back. Delightful chip. Will the bounce favor him? It doesn't. Very good play by Matthew Musita. He needed to be sharp and quick on that. If Yahuma moves this ball, there's no one home at the back. Bikwadema working hard to get across. Does well. Baraza, very good communication there by the Sharks backs. They needed to do that well. Made it look easy, but it wasn't that simple.
Did he find him in? The ball found him in.
There is a man down, getting some treatment.
Curtis Lako, the KCB hooker, getting attention on his head. It's not a game for the faint-hearted at the moment.
Yeah, check that.
Blood and guts as well, but I'm sure he'll be back soon, as soon as they can stem that wound.
It is end-to-end stuff. The Sharks giving as much as they're getting. The Lions probing all corners, looking to find a way forward, but the Sharks are not letting. A fairly balanced contest.
In the context of the contest, Peter.
Come on.
Mutai finds Yahuma. The Lions going forward. Isindu
Run away.
drives it to ground. Mutai plays it out quickly.
Quick hands needed. No. Held on to it for far too long. Mutai does well. Shove the ball by Musita.
Run away wide.
Looking very impressive. The Mombasa. Mutai damage to the blind. Isindu charging into anything in front of him. Oh, the man, if they can move it quickly. Machanja was never going to pass that rugby ball. Doing what he does best, but it's 4-1. Yahuma! He's got there! Yes, he has! Must have been watching Jacques Fourie last night. Jotham Yahuma has just come back from injury. The KCB fly half, and he spotted the gap. And it was all the way to the try line. Good play by the Lions.
Great play. The Sharks defense was stretched. The Lions had a 4-man overlap on the outside. It was good feeding from Mutai. Yahuma got it. He looks up. There's only one man to beat. He's got the gas. Still a lot of work to do. He's strong. He stands his ground. And it's a great try by Jotham Yahuma. The KCB fly half demonstrates his skill, shows the ball, switches hands, gives the blind side and scores a great try.
Thank God he scored, because he had just butchered the 4-on-1 overlap, and I suspect he knew he needed to go all the way to the try line. He's a graduate from Kenyatta University, Jotham Yahuma, and majored in French and literature. Interesting combination. But it's now Mutai. It is over.
He is on song with his kicking today. He's on the mark. He's kicking well. He's confident. And there we have the earlier try. Mutai played it out quickly. It was a good feed to Yahuma. He's got 4 men on the outside. Defense is stretched. He looks up and you can see he smells the try line and goes for it. It's a great try by the number 10.
Delightful swerve there around Kennedy Andola. And he doesn't look that quick. He's got a deceptive stride, Yahuma. Very quick player. And spotting dreadlocks nowadays, a bit difficult as a graduate of university to gainful employment with dreadlocks. I should know.
Yep, the Lions are playing well right now though. They're firmly in charge, taking play up. Sharks, however, not relenting.
Advantage, no con green. Advantage white.
It has been lost forward. The Sharks turn it over. Can they make use of this? Kanjala finds Andola, plays it back in to Kopondo. He was behind the gain line. He needs to make the ground.
Let it go.
Not doing too well with that.
And referee had called the end to the advantage, and it's good defense by the Lions. Richard Omwela there, president of the Kenya Rugby Union, and one of Kenya's most senior lawyers, the Hamilton, Harrison and Matthews. And next to him on his left, Fred Oloz, the IRB development manager in East Africa.
Keep it straight backs.
Isindu. And it's all happening on that side at the moment. Looks like Sharks have turned it over.
Knock on. Which color?
And assistant referee Anthony Ndong indicates a knock-on. Very helpful for referees nowadays, getting help from the assistant referees, because it does make their work easier. It's difficult to see everything with such a high-paced game.
Yes, it is. The Lions very confident. Their confidence is well. They've made the plays. They have scored 2 tries in this match, and they're trying the stab at the blind side. They've turned it over. Sharks played quickly.
Bekasi does well, draws in 2 defenders. Wanjala clears quickly. Andola, Baraza, Biko Adema lurking on the outside. Ayange perhaps might have been better off just using Biko Ademon, but he's done well. Wanjala slows it down. The forwards have lined up through a depot. Looked like obstruction by Makori. Referee is happy with it. Might be a turnover here if they're not careful. Yes, it is.
Okay, it's knocked on by White.
Mutai kicks it right back. Advantage is over. Mike Wanjala tries to go through 2 Lions defenders.
Get off.
No luck. Again, Karani does well. Very good offload to Akatu.
Still side green.
Wanjala clears. They've got men here. They choose to go back on the other side with the depot, goes right round. Bingbano depot. Oh, and he's met 2 defenders. Lions are defending well. At the moment, the Sharks can't seem to find any way through this Lions defense.
Let it go.
They're tackling well in 2s and 3s, so they're able to get support players in the tackle, and they've turned it over. Nobody home. If that ball stays in, no, it doesn't.
Second turnover by the Sharks there, the Lions rather, coming in strong on the breakdown, forcing the turnover. The Sharks not committing enough men, and they are struggling at the breakdown right now. And the Lions seem to be on their ascendancy right now, dominating play in the set piece and on the breakdown. Something for Coach Micho Chola to think about.
And his assistant, Thagana Rionga,
Watch numbers,
former player at St. Mary's School, Nairobi as well. Didn't look straight at all. Well, we play on. Ekasi.
The ball is up.
He's been very busy in this first half, Duncan Ekasi.
Number 10.
The referee manages that well. Odipo from a standing start. Offloads, and again the Sharks are not able to create much momentum because they're getting the ball at standstill and not able to get their runners in. Kopondo
just unable to hold on to that Kopondo, but very rightly said, the Sharks are not getting themselves into position, getting the ball at flat foot, and it is making a difference in their attack. And you can see there Kopondo just unable to hold on to that. He had seen the gap, whether it was a gap or not, I wonder. Should have made better use of that ball nonetheless.
It is. I don't think the tactical change by Micho Chola to move Kopondo from back row and take him to inside center is working at the moment, because his lines of running are all over the place and he's not able to get good alignment off Andola. So his weight and strength advantage is actually nullified. But if Lions choose to go to the blind, very well. Orlando guilty of ball watching.
Knock on green scrum.
It's a much more positive performance by the Lions this afternoon. They're looking confident. They're spreading the ball out wide, something they hadn't done last week, and it cost them. They're solid on the breakdown, however, just not able to handle that Fabian Orlando, and he will not be happy with his error in that instant. But it's much more positive play by the Lions in this match.
Yes, it is. Scrum to the Sharks. They should do what they did early on in the game, bring in the dangerous strike runners like Biko Adema, bring in Baraza in at outside center, because that is where they seem to be getting more impetus. And again, referee has called advantage.
Come on, guys. You must keep the scrum straight. Push straight. Second corner wheeling. Team offense.
It's the second time that warning is coming across about keeping it straight.
But I think the referee is not being fair, because unless you're pulling the scrum, you are allowed to wheel it.
You're not driving straight.
Another moment.
When you're defending a scrum, you're not driving straight in your scrums when you're defending. Your bodies must be parallel to the touchline. Okay? The second time for team offense. Not about number 7 as a team now. Correct? So keep.
Right, the bodies must be parallel with the touchline. But
White ball.
I think Alubaka and company are going to struggle with that interpretation. But it's a referee on the field, and they must play with his interpretation, and that's his interpretation today.
Yes, they must. Wanjala. The Lions look to swing it out. Good hard running by Ayange. Has he lost it on the tackle? Seems to have been turned over by the Lions.
Green knock.
Yes, and it is a knock on by the Lions. Unlucky. The Sharks trying desperately to move it out quick with the cutback runner coming in. Well marshaled and well spotted by the Lions defense. Jotham Yahuma there is having a good game. He was a tackler in this instant. He scored a great try earlier. and he's definitely made a huge difference to this Lions outfit at number 10.
Perhaps if he had been fit for that final, KCB may have got a better result in the final, Peter, who knows. But he was a big loss to them, definitely.
It was. You could tell it in their body language last week. They went up to
If you're not ready, just let me know.
and this week, however, a much more expansive display of rugby by the Lions, who formed the bulk.
Keep it straight.
Rather, who KCB formed the bulk of this Lions franchise. It is a scrum down. Sharks going forward. The ball is played out to Biko Adema. Looks to shows the ball. He's strong on his feet. Drags 3 defenders. He needs the support to come in and clean it. They tried driving it to ground.
And a sea of green defenders came around Biko Adema and tied him up almost like those chickens at Kenchik shops.
Scrum green.
Couldn't move.
He got isolated. He was in trouble. And you've got the experience of players like Anthony got coming in. And you see Biko Adema there. He shows well. He's got a man on the outside. Doesn't give it beats. 1-2 tacklers. Orlando with a last-ditch tackle that stops Adema in his tracks. So the Lions will have the put-in.
Stay back. Stay back.
Well, the Lions scrum seems much better now, going as straight as the referee asked them to. Not the best of kicks by Yahuma. Ndola clears to Biko Adema again. Will he choose to run? Takes on 1, takes on 2, 3 in fact. Sharks do well. Unlucky. Again, Biko Adema is playing really well at the moment. Seems to be one of the Sharks players who is able to take the ball forward and make the gain line again. Feinted one way, then the other. Beat him with a step. For his slight frame is quite strong and managed to retain the ball. But the composure at the breakdown and the support players arriving were not able to recycle it quickly.
Yes, that has cost them throughout this half. Whenever they take the ball in for the breakdown, just unable to be clinical with the finish. And that's a demonstration. Mutai finds Musita, who puts it high up in the air. It's well covered by the Sharks. Adema, he's got a man on the outside, makes the pass out wide.
Leave it!
Onjala sets player.
That didn't get off!
Again, Makori almost running sideways at some point.
He seemed to be skipping.
Back.
So nonetheless, the Sharks have men on the outside. Karani, strong tackle coming in by the Lions. Was it high?
Get back, yes.
Referee is happy with that. Karani skipping forward, which seems to be the more effective way. Again, it's Kopondo, but amazingly strong from a standing start. Didn't even try and fix the defender, just went straight away and manages to gain 10 meters. The Kasi meets the breadth and width of Alubaka.
Not taking any prisoners here, the Lions on the defense. Sharks playing it out wide, looking for the hands. Adema, unlucky knock on.
And it's all from a standing start by the Sharks in attack. They need to take 3 or 4 steps back so that they're able to run onto the ball much more pace. But there's a flag from the touch judge.
Green by the captain, engage shot number white, high top.
Green.
Yes.
Where is the mark?
Mark is right there.
On the 15. Okay. Green. Okay. Sorry, it's you. High tackle, okay. High tackle. Keep your tackles low, okay. I go to your number 3 again there, tackling high. Please keep your tackles low, okay. It's becoming a team offense, all right? Yeah, let the guys keep it up.
Unlucky for Alubaka there. He was spotted on the high tackle. Was called earlier. Has been spotted by the touch judge once again. So the Sharks will have the penalty.
Yeah, good management there by the referee, because at times there is the tendency to overreact, and the Sharks will go for post, but he managed it well. There's been 2 or 3 high tackles and he's noted them. So he's asking the Lions to keep their tackles low. But Andola is going to have a crack at goal. Strikes the ball very well, Kennedy Andola. Still only 21 years of age. But the Sharks need these points, Peter, don't they?
Yes, they desperately need these points. Their midfield combination doesn't seem to be working as well as it should. Kopondo struggling at inside center to get into position. With his angle running, he's not doing too well. He's big and strong enough, he's surviving, but something Micho Chola would want to think about is whether or not he wants to keep Kopondo at center.
Struck it beautifully. and struck it beautifully straight, and it is another 3 points. It's now 6 points to the Sharks. The fans enjoyed that as well, and this was the offense that got them the penalty. Dennis Karani coming through, definitely high by Machanje. Canadian Dollar at the moment struggling to find some form of rhythm with his inside center Wilson Kopondo. Perhaps Coach Micho Chola may be thinking of moving Kopondo back to the back row where he can get his hands on the ball more and getting someone who can have a bit more understanding with Andola. But it's now Dipo. Took the ball with his back to the Lions but did well. Hands in the ruck. We're in the last 5 minutes of this first half. It's the Lions in green, 14, Sharks 6, and it's all been Lions in this first half.
Yes, Lions have really dominated it. Their set piece has been good. They've controlled it well. With an expensive brand on rugby, they're swinging it out wide, taking their chances, and those chances paying off. Sharks started well, seem to have gone into allow, struggling at the breakdown at every time, giving away easy possession. So the Lions have been dominant for pretty much the most of this half. It is going to be a line out, dead on the half. Sharks put it up. It's well taken by Makori. The ball is shown. Cut back in, pass strong running. Sharks midfield, they have it. Wanjala, can he control it? Yes, he can. He finds Ombogo, who almost gives it like he just didn't want it. Karani is strong on his feet. He does well.
If only Karani had 10 kilos less, perhaps that would have been a try. Andola does well, taking the ball at pace for the first time, causing all sorts of problems to the Lions defense.
Advantage. High tackle number 7.
And another high tackle. This could be trouble for the Lions. Andola, Kopondo, route 1.
Should have swung it out. He had men on the outside. Wanjala.
Baraza takes it in.
Leave the ball.
Referee still playing advantage. Oh, he's called advantage over now. Good setup by the Sharks. They're looking lively in these last few minutes of the first half. Oh, Wanjala unlucky.
Number 9, you must be bound in the scrum, okay? In the rack, sorry. Must be bound. If you're not bound, stay on the back foot.
Good call by the ref, because you do find players loitering offside at some point.
Yes,
and he spotted that.
He's controlling the order well, especially at the breakdown, making sure players are in the right place, doing the right things there. John Bosco Mwamba and the Sharks with another chance to narrow this Lions lead. Much better play by the Sharks nonetheless.
Andola again, compared to his last kick, this is much easier. But with kicking at times, it's not all about the distance or the angle, but about getting your composure, almost like a golf shot.
Very important and crucial points these. Would narrow down this Lions lead and give them a chance as we approach halftime. And he totally makes a hash of that. It was an easier kick, but you call it more unlucky for Andola.
I suspect in his head he thought this would just be a tap over, and to his surprise, if you don't concentrate for each kick, any top-class kicker will tell you, you may rue the consequences of that. Fabian Orlando with a long deep kick. Adema takes well. Puts it high. Gives his support time to get under it.
Backwards, play on.
Curtis Olago cleans up.
Release.
Mutai.
Let him go. Nothing.
Enabere.
Play on, just play on.
Oh, Sindu flew into that tackle. And it looks to have got up and turned it over already.
Get off number 8, green.
Joel Omer under tremendous pressure. He's managed to retain it. He does well. Sindu was hard. Karani. Good angle by Karani. The counter ruck is furious from the Lions. Managed to turn it over. Ogot plays it back. Mutai controls it well.
Oh, good miss pass by the big man Mwenesi. Omondi in. Orlando cleans up well.
Still side white.
Mutai comes across. Alubaka almost at standstill.
Run away, run away.
Must have taken a loft to lift that weight off the ground. Yahuma Ogot! Isindu trying to go through. Curtis Olago.
Leave now, wide, leave, wide.
The Lions need to get organized. And they get a penalty. It's always difficult for a defending team to be able to scramble back in defense when a team is recycling the ball very quickly like that.
Yes, and Lions almost just making a hash of it at the end there. Olago did well, got his hands on it. They had the advantage initially, lost it, but yes, there were hands on the ground there. Played the ball off his feet more or less, the Sharks defender.
With a minute left, what do they opt to do? Do they go for touch? Or they're going to kick for posts? Yes. Probably will be the last bit of play in this first half. And you can see the clouds darkening over. And that's the hooter. So this will definitely be the last play. Well, of course, unless it doesn't go out and Sharks choose to run.
I wonder if that would actually happen. You seen stranger things, but
tell you.
Peter Mutai, he has had a good half, puts it high up and just unable to put the accuracy he needs.
And that's the end of the first half. That'll be the last bit of action. It is the Nguvu Lions 14 and the Sharks 6. It has been a half full of a lot of action, although I'm sure the Sharks would have loved to have started it better. But it is the Lions who've been the most settled of the two teams. They've managed to put the points on the board, but it's still too close to call. It's all to play for in the second half.
Lions duel, dominating play, 14-6 final score.
And as the teams walk off, the statistics for this first half, the Sharks had the majority of possession, but it's all about what you do with the possession. But territory tilted to the Lions side, and the handling errors are pretty even. But again, it's that penalty count that I think is going to be telling, Peter, because 7 penalties the Lions have conceded to only 3 for the Sharks, and you don't want to lose a play in such a crucial game.
Yes, it will be crucial. Those 3-point scores have made a difference. The Sharks unable to convert the last opportunity, but they will look to recover. So it's been a great first half. We're going to come back for the second half of this match. The halftime scores: Lions 14, Sharks 6.
No, Mvua is part of rugby. Welcome back to the RVA. It's the RFUEA. It is halftime and the score is 14-6 to the Lions. With me, the chairman of the Kenya Rugby Union, Richard Omwela. Richard, welcome. You must be a very happy man. This tournament this year, truly East African regional. What does this mean for the growth of rugby in Kenya and East Africa as a whole?
We at Kenya Rugby have always said that we want to spread the game around the region, and bringing on Uganda and Tanzania on board is something that we've been working on. And going forward, we want to see whether we can bring on Zimbabwe and Zambia to have our own curry cup of sorts, or our own Super 6 or Super 5. And we are very delighted that we've got to this point, and we hope that we can continue to spread the game of rugby, because we as Kenya Rugby believe that competition is what makes the game, and we hope that we can spread this around.
With Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania now truly on board, where does this augur and what direction are we going to take for the future? Do you see Zimbabwe or Zambia coming into the Super Rugby?
What we lack actually is an airline sponsor, and we want to talk to Kenya Airways to see whether Kenya Airways can actually be the carrier for this tournament, to be able to bring in Zim and Zambia on board, because the highest cost in rugby is travel. If we are able to cover travel, we believe that we can be able to spread this game around East Africa, because without competition amongst us, we cannot pretend that the game can grow.
This time the Super Series falls in line with the international calendar, and after this tournament we shall see a national team being named to play a heavy bouquet of 11 international fixtures. Is this a positive development in your anticipation?
For Kenya Rugby, yes. I mean, Bamburi Super Series is always the tournament that we use to pick up players that are going to do duty for Kenya. And I'm so delighted to see very young players coming through the ranks and being able to catch the selector's eye. And for me, this is good news, because there are some marvelous players we haven't seen in a long time, and it's so refreshing to see these boys playing such fantastic rugby. I have received calls from as far away as South Africa, with people calling and saying, we didn't know that you guys play 15th rugby. We have seen it on TV, and we want some of the boys to come and play for us here. So it's so refreshing to see this, and we hope that the game can only get better.
Excellent stuff by Richard Omwela, the chairman of the Kenya Rugby Union, the man at the helm of rugby in Kenya and East Africa as a whole. He's spearheading serious rugby development. Only the game can grow. Richard Omwela is your man. We'll be back after the break.
Welcome back to the Rugby Football Union of East Africa grounds for the second half of this provincial tournament between the Nguvu Lions and the Sharks. And it has been an interesting first half. Curtis Olago, who's come in for the blood bin, has played really well in the front row there for hooker. And Peter, with the rain about to come down, it's going to be very interesting tactics from both teams.
Yes, the Lions have been dominant in the first half. They've got the heavier players in the front row, and Alubaka and his Chargers will look to hold it. But it was the lineup they started with. Experience of players like Anthony Ogotta and Ronnie Mwenesi were telling.
This was the first try by the Lions. Biko Adema took his eye off it. Fabian Orlando did well. Excellent football control, and he managed to control it as well to score.
This was the second try. Mutai played well. He found Jotham Yahuma outside, beat one man, beat two men. He was strong on his feet, still a lot of work to do. Had the awareness once he crossed the line to ground the ball, and it was 2 great tries for the Lions in that first half.
Those are the 2 tries. The Sharks not got on the try scoring yet. However, they have had 2 penalties. And it's 14-6, finely poised game. It's just begun to drizzle here in Nairobi. Let's see what the Lions can do to maintain their lead, or what can the Sharks conjure to actually win this match. Howard Okwemba, the Lions coach, having his first stint as head coach, over to. And shall be starting shortly. He must be wondering where the referee is as well, Peter.
Yes, he must. Gubu Sharks, I'm sure after that half, will have made a few changes in terms of strategy in this match. They have struggled. They have been caught out in the midfield, and they will look to correct that. Appear to have made a change in Fidel Sinei, who has come on and will get proceedings going.
Fidel Sinei, the only player to be a student out of Nairobi at Moi University in the Rift Valley. Beautiful high kickoff.
Backwards.
And Ogot couldn't hold on to that.
Ball went back. Line out
Good
wide.
start by the Sharks. That's what they needed to be in a good attacking position early in the second half.
Yes, the Sharks need to assert themselves. To see Ogot just was out of position in the air there, not able to control it with the rain coming down. The conditions are hard.
It's important to keep your eyes open when trying to catch a rugby ball. I'm sure Anthony Ogot will know that.
Yes, he will. And the Sharks have the ball out. They control it eventually. Sinei.
Again, very pedestrian from the Sharks, but Baraza does well. But they're playing the rugby behind the game. And Bikodema shows, gives it. Ayange steps on the gas. It's Bikodema again. And again, the Sharks have looked good every time they've moved the ball out wide.
Better interplay there by the Sharks. They've got lethal backs. They've got the quality in Adema, Ayange, Baraza. The 9-10 combination needs to work and get the ball out. You can see Adema there, shows the ball on, makes the pass out to Ayange. Ayange shows, steps out of the man. Good interplay with Adema. And the Sharks start well. Can they convert this pressure and win the line out? Alubaka. Oh boy. Has been knocked forward. The advantage is on. Sharks going forward. Can they get it out quickly?
No advantage, no call in the line out by Green.
Lucky there, the Sharks. Again, they didn't seem to know what to do with it. Duncan Ekasi. They created space well, went right through Maya's hands, and Machanje, I think, saw it late perhaps and just stuck out a hand to catch it. But it is becoming very difficult conditions at the moment. The ball getting very slippery indeed.
Hold wide, hold Green, keep it straight, Green, keep it straight.
Ekasi, good tackle there by Wamai.
Green.
Needed to be sharp on that. But it's still the Sharks in attack. The forwards group.
Rock! Stay back, Green.
Good defense again by the Lions. Driving the Sharks back.
Stay back, stay.
What can the Sharks create? Again, Sinei running across. Bikwadema. Good speed and he's over. Oh boy.
Just desperate defending there by the Lions. They did well stretched. That is the danger the Sharks portend when they are attacking. It's taken quickly. Orlando puts it high up in there. Forces the chase by the Sharks. Discovered well, Wanjala. Passes it out to
Wanjala.
Namesakes. Mike Wanjala. Felix Wanjala.
No relation. Odepo does well.
He's not a tackler.
And maybe a turnover here.
He's not a tackler.
Well done by the Lions. Curtis Olago did very well. Mutai. Very good kick by Mutai. Saw the space at the back. Wanjala again. Seems that the ball just can't stay away from him. Ayange. Baraza.
Rolla is 13.
The lines of running are still not very good, the Sharks backs.
Stay.
They are struggling to find their footing in this one. Laid out by Wanjala. Finds Sinei, who puts it in the air. Fielded well by the Lions.
Good positional play by Abere. Orlando puts it high. Didn't go too far.
Backwards from wide.
Could be anyone's ball at the moment. Ogot does well. Anticipated the bounce of the ball very well. Karani.
No, play on.
Good call by the referees. Managed that play well to let the players know exactly what's going on.
White off the foot.
Sharks just can't control it once again. On the breakdown, it's going to be unlucky. It's going to be their scrum down. They've lost the territory. And in our shot there was the Kenya Sevens coach, Benjamin Ayimba. He's enjoying his rugby out here this afternoon.
Sure, he's relaxed from the melting pot and cauldron of being the Kenya Sevens coach. Everyone has an opinion on who they think should be named and who should play. Referee just getting running repairs to his equipment. Cross-section of the fans watching keenly to see where this match swings.
White, give.
In very difficult conditions at the moment.
Okay, crouch, touch, pause, engage, hold, keep it still, don't. Up we come, please. No, nothing. Timing, timing. Excuse me, the ball must go in as quickly as possible.
Good call by the ref, because the scrum have waste time and the forwards are waiting for the ball to come in. Well, typical scrummers, they don't realize what goes on in the front.
Crouch,
no,
touch,
they don't.
pause, engage.
Bit casual there by Dala.
Don't block it. Number 9, watch.
Ekasi, Omer, Achanje.
Rack.
Good play by the Sharks back row. Now there's some pace and momentum. Umbogo.
Stick, green on side.
Running the ball well. Sinei, but he takes it almost at walking pace. Still too pedestrian. Can Biko inject some speed into it? Ayange.
Stay back.
Sinei playing at number 9. Omer.
3 offside, 3
Karani
offside.
taking it straight on. Route 1. Sinei took almost 10 years to kick that.
3.
But he knew they had the advantage.
Offside,
Yes, much better play by the Sharks. Good continuity on the breakdown there. They've found players behind the numbers, have supported each other well. So it's a much better display of rugby in the early days of this second half by the Nguvu Sharks. They've got better control and they're running onto the ball
the
well.
Way, yeah? Clear for the defending scrum half, okay? If you're not going for the ball, clear the way. Yeah.
Well, it will be Fidel Sinei, his first attempt in this second half. And the change of removing Kenny Andola. Interesting. Man from Moi University. Strikes it beautifully. And he strikes it well and through the post, and it's now a 5-point game. The Sharks up to 9 points. It's 14 points to the Lions, 9 points to the Sharks, and the change seems to have paid immediate dividends.
Yes, the Sharks clawing back. They've forced the errors here. It's something we talked about the Lions looking out for. They're incurring too many penalties, and the Sharks have just managed to stay within grasp of the lead of this game. So can the Lions bounce back and reply to this awesome start by the Nguvu Sharks? Jotham Yauma. Kick is wide, it's fielded well. Joel Omer.
Off, number 7.
Ground, thumping tackle from Mwenesi. Dine with the short kick. He saw the space behind. Is he quick enough?
Off the foot, offside.
Mutai, unable to hold it. Play on, he says.
Baraza going through. Oh, Ayange took his eye off it ever so slightly. My. And he knows that was a chance he's let go. Baraza did well. Had the vision to look up and knew the player was on the outside. Oh, and Ayange should have held on to that. It would have been clean through.
Yes, he will be disappointed. They had men on the outside. They had the Lions struggling to get back on the defense after Mutai wasn't able to control it off the kick. So they will rue that opportunity. It's going to be a scrum down just
hold.
Mutai blocked the quick ball. Back to Mutai, puts it up in the air again.
Let him go.
Gets behind it with a complimentary kickback.
No one home for the Lions. Sinei does well, gathers his own kick. Karani, Odipo unlucky. Touch forward. Referee was in an excellent position to see that. Good positioning by referee John Bosco Mwamba.
Karani just does not have the timing on the pass. Waited too long and was so eager to get Odipo out in the clear. And they will get another mistake again. Karani almost surprised by that call. Possibly doesn't get himself into position to make a pass like that often, Karani, and gets into trouble there.
It's all about an expansive game in the modern day rugby where everyone must have the skills to pass.
Stay bound, White. Keep it straight, White.
Lions get it back. A strange kick just up and down the middle. Could be anyone's ball. Baraza almost caught it. Sayange puts his foot on the gas. Bikwadema does well. Wanjala lost his footing.
Go now.
Getting very slippery indeed with the drizzle we've just had. Wanjala. Sinei does well. Sinei does well. Sports Karani. Great support from the front row. Wanjala to Makori.
Advantage.
Makori still going. It's Makori.
Roll away. Get off. Get off.
Desperate
Offside.
defending by the Lions. The Sharks' tide is difficult to snap, and Fidel Sinei has made a mark early in this game, Paul.
16,
he is
number 16.
carrying the ball up forward very well.
Well. Fidel Sinei at fly half has brought us back to this Sharks back line. And he's taking the right options, being able to spot space, when to kick, when to run. Perhaps it was a tactical decision by Mitch Ochola to leave him on the bench. But at the moment, the Lions defense don't have any answers to Sinei's type of play.
Definitely not. He is unpredictable. You hardly know what he's going to do. He kicks the ball, looks for the short chip, puts the ball far back, and just probing for all weaknesses in this Lions backline.
Sure, all the more university teammates and students are cheering on one of their own as he looks to claw back this Lions lead. Just a little bit of a tap by Sinei. The boy is playing well. And again, he looked up, spotted the gap,
Captain.
sold the dummy.
Captain.
Flailing hands on defense. He's able to link up very well with Akatu.
16 and 3.
It's only 2 points in it at the moment.
Yes, he's made a definite contribution in early days of this second half. It's a 2-point game right now. The Sharks clawing back. Can they turn the tables round and go into the lead for the first time? Only time will tell. A restart by the Lions. Bit of a grabber kick by Yahuma. Didn't prove a problem. It is fielded well.
Takla, get off!
Sindu does well.
Back.
Could this be a case of deja vu? It's 3-on-1. Abere does well. Omondi well tackled. Very good defense by the Sharks out wide. They scrambled back very well.
Give me.
But it's still the Lions of possession inside the Sharks 10. Alubaka. Did he lose that forward? Referee says that's fine. Mutai almost like he was passing out sweets. Mutai finds space on the base. Mowed down very quickly. Referee playing advantage. Machanje. Amondi.
Advantage, Green.
And
Advantage
again,
over.
they keep the ball alive. Isindu. Sindu does well. Karani coming across. Looks suspiciously forward.
It's a knock-on by Green. Another knock-on by White.
Good call by the ref.
Yes, the conditions here are not favoring these
First
sides,
knock-on by
struggling to
Green.
handle the ball.
Second by
at
White.
every minute. We have the
Go
play
for
there.
the first knock-on.
Mutai
White ball.
finds Orlando. Orlando just unable to hold on to it. And you can see that Sharks defense was on the mark. So they will need to rethink their game plans here because the conditions are treacherous at the moment, and the ball definitely is proving a bit of a challenge. But you train for wet weather. It's something you've got to be prepared for.
Hold, guys.
Sharks and the Lions.
Stay away,
Sharks
number 9. Use it, use it.
Play it quickly.
Ekasi swats off Mutai.
Stay outside, white ahead, white ahead.
With that kick.
Come on, get off.
Oh, but the chase is not good by the Sharks. Yeah.
Back from white.
They're lucky Orlando didn't.
Backward still.
Play it. Ooh, interesting by Wanjala. Lucky that found touch. Had it stayed in, would have been in trouble. But it's the Lions who are in the Sharks half. Perhaps the Lions may be having nightmares from last week's game where they started brightly and then faded in the second half.
Yes, they are struggling, and you can see the pickup there. Ekasi fends off Mutai, almost got off his feet as a defender. And
hold on for
good play
lessons.
by Ekasi.
Time out for
Eric Kyoko.
The mark.
Al-Baka almost looks like it's an Easter egg at the moment.
At the back. Keep this mark, eh?
This is the
at
ball.
The back. Time on.
Oh, very good throw.
Come on.
They drive well. Again, the Lions. Good tactics by the Lions in slippery conditions. Sindu driving play up into the 22. Mutai. Kati Solago drops his shoulder well.
Roll away, 12. Back,
and
back,
it's the Lions with the momentum.
Advantage offside.
Forwards pouring across. Machanje. It does well to retain it.
Away, away. Get back.
Sharks are struggling. Yahuma, and he knew they had the
advantage. Number 8 white.
Yes, a lot of Lions players in support there. The Sharks at pace to stop that movement. And they've done well. They've drawn the penalty there. Much better play by the Lions.
And Eric Kyoko, the student at Strathmore University, preparing to come on. He scored 2 tries last week. Very explosive player. And he'll be a good substitution to bring onto the field. But that was very simple and effective play by the Lions. And that man, Mutai, was bang in the middle of it, organizing the forwards coming round. Can he add 3 points? Right in front of the post, makes no mistake. It is back to a 5-point lead for the Lions, and he knows how important that was, and he's urging his players. Doesn't want a repeat of last week's game. Eric Kyoko, university student, doing his accounting professional qualifications at Strathmore University, comes on. He is a proven try scorer, and the Lions will have to watch him carefully.
Yes, he comes on for a cut, which is a restart by the Sharks. Ogot takes it well, it's gone behind. The ball is loose. Orlando puts his foot on it. Can Wanjala control it? Good support play coming in from Andisi.
No con, advantage.
Can't control it. Mutai.
Advantage over.
Yahuma does well. Ambere still has clean shots in the second half. Good play by the Lions to take play almost into the 22.
12.
Sinei dropped it.
12. Which offside line?
But yeah, it's a penalty to the Sharks, and probably they'll look to slow it down and regroup.
No more, eh?
Yes, they will.
Third one in a row, yeah. No more.
Playing a much more experienced Lions side here, and the Lions will look to just slow things down a little bit, play the territory in the Sharks half. But the Sharks have the penalty.
Must tell them the next one
has made his contribution to this match.
Must tell them the next offside. Bin, eh? Yeah.
Player alias Sinei saw the gap, but the Lions were all offside. So can the Lions maintain this lead, or will the Sharks claw back?
The penalty count building at the moment of the Lions side. Perhaps they may be tying against this much younger and fitter university combined team.
Let's go green.
Edwin Ombogo ready to throw in the ball. He's also at Strathmore University.
Yeah, your mark is here. Your mark is here.
Okay, the biggest of players, but very powerful. And they didn't time it well. Wamai. Mutai could not hold on.
2 knock-ons. First one by green, scrum white.
Well, unlucky. There was a knock on there, the line out, but Omai did well. But I just couldn't hold on to it. Oh, he wasn't happy with that.
Yes, definitely. He knows the turnover ball. The Sharks defense line was back 10 and they had a bit of space there. And that is an opportunity he will do. Scrum down to the Sharks. Sharks come back. Wanjala. Adema makes a pass out wide. Quick in support. Bundle to the try line, Ayange. And they seem to be struggling right now, the Nguvu Sharks.
And anytime the Sharks have moved the ball out to the 15 and to the wing, to Biko Adema, to Ayange, to Wanjala, they have looked very dangerous. They should keep doing more of that.
That's how I want it. That's how I want it.
They've gained a lot of ground. Lubaka chooses not to clean the ball this time. Oh, good line out. Oh, God. No one in front of him. Olago. Good play by the forwards. And it's Munesi. Again stopping. Munesi galloping forward. Runs through Adema like there was no one there.
Back.
If they're moving to the right. Yahuma steps through. Looking for Mutai. Mutai with a deft chip.
Over.
They have numbers. Can they put it down? Oh, is this?
Knock on.
Well.
Knock on green.
Did Orlando get his hands on it?
Green knock on, scrum white.
He seemed to have knocked it on just
Green knock
on the trial and unlucky for them, but intelligent play by Mutai. He received the ball running backwards, looked up and saw the space and put it in the air.
And it's the experience of the combination between Mutai and Yahuma that's telling, was that a try? No, good call by the third judge, Frank Ndong. A good communication with the ref as well.
We go up straight, eh? In straight. Crouch. Touch. Pose. Engage. Keep it straight, green.
Again, good scrum by the Lions.
Backwards.
Good scrum again. Akasi looks to clean up.
Run away. Run away.
Akasi has gifted the Lions with the ball, but they seem to have stolen it back somehow. Wanjala
Leon,
with a
advantage
box
for
kick.
knock on. Advantage over.
Well, the advantage is over. Abere.
Was that forward?
Who knows? Referee says nothing. Oh, cut in half. Again, good pressure at the breakdown by the Sharks. Sinei, it's Wamai now, chasing back with everything he's got. Biko Adema turning on the speed. Brilliant tackle by Adema, and he's up on his feet to contest. Can the Lions, in fact, the Sharks have turned it over. This could be dangerous. Now Sinei needs to come wide. Kyoko. The cavalry has arrived. And the Lions, oh, and it's Munesi. It's all happening here. And now Munesi knocks on. Action all over the field, Peter.
A great spell of play there. Biko Adema with intelligent work.
Knock on by
He
green.
was quick on the chase, and there you have the steal. Turning on the gas. Who could get when Nessie just unable to control it at the end with the neck on its end-to-end stuff here. Both sides giving what they're getting and putting the all behind the attack. There's all to play for, and this is definitely a great show of rugby.
Well. It's end-to-end action at the moment, but it's still 5 points. In it, it's the Lions 17, Sharks 12. We're into
Touch.
20 minutes left.
Hold it. Keep it straight, green.
Second half.
Look away, number 9. Sawa, it's okay.
Dala, Sinei taking it, walking. Woeful pass by Sinei. Ayange, Biko. Oh, swung the dummy and dummy his feet as well.
Back here.
And Odipo coming round at pace. Good tackle by God. Had to go low for that one. The counter are coming in. Oh, there was space. Unlucky. Ayange and Makori guilty of just running through.
When the whistle goes,
There we have Wanjala. He picks up. He's got men on the outside. Should they just slow it down a little, the Sharks?
It's a knock-on.
Maybe they're rushing it a bit too fast and just unable to control it and organize their play. Remember, the conditions are wet. You can see the fans, they are loving it and getting behind their sides. But maybe something the Sharks need to look towards is just slowing down the ball slightly at the breakdown to give them that added control and build up their attack well.
Are you ready? Okay, are we ready? Let's go.
We'll be getting on with the scrum in a few minutes.
Crouch.
We have Cedric Cordero there.
And Crispin Ninji getting ready to come on.
Give me a touch, please.
May Chochola, I think, maybe ringing the changes very soon.
Ready now?
That is Crispin
Crouch.
Kinini.
Touch. Pulse. Engage.
Cedric Cordero
Hold it.
waiting to
Stay
come
away.
on.
Number 9.
The ball is out. Referee said it was out.
He was onside. No. He touched it first. Knock on by White.
And that is the experience of Peter Mutai at scrum half.
Yes.
Really hustling Wanjala, and he forced the mistake. Wanjala watching the ball. There you go.
Was it a knock-on? I wonder. Sniping at the base there, Mutai. The Sharks will make some changes. Dennis Karani coming off. Eric Kyoko coming on for Dennis Karani.
Crouch.
Cedric
Touch.
Cordero
Pulse.
replacing
Engage.
Louis Kisia.
And Crispin Kinini as well coming on in the front
Stay
row.
away. Stay away.
Ombogo, oh, good movement. Good chip. 3-on-1. Oh, good. Just overrun it. Makori did well to make the ground and get back from second row. But he looks to have been held up. Can he get it back? Good play by the Lions. Keeping it simple, keeping it tight. Mutai with that jab over the top. And the chase was excellent.
Yes, and they're ringing in the changes here. They could sense an element of the Lions running away with this one, and Mitchell Chola not taking anything to chance right now. Has brought on fresh legs. Will they make a difference?
15 minutes left in this game. It's only 5 points in it.
Touch. Pulse. Engage.
The very experienced Lions outfit in green. Keeping play there. Orlando took his eye off it.
Advantage. It's a knock. Back. Green.
Sharks
Come
defense
down.
do well.
Stay back.
Can the impact players have an effect? Sinei
Advantage over.
puts it nice and high. Musita feels well. Abere on the outside. There does it's Abere again. Linking up well with Omondi.
Back.
Oh, well. Omer knows he's in the game now.
Stay back, Green.
Wanjala with a box kick. Yahuma waiting. Yahuma does well to hold on as he waits for his support to arrive.
Back, White.
Good
White
play
strong
by the
side.
fly half. They can move it. It's 2-on-1. Forward pass.
Ref hasn't seen anything. Play on his
Isindu. Good tackle by
Play onside.
Bikwadema. It's all open at the moment.
In from the side, please.
And the pressure coming in by the Lions.
Please stand
They're
up.
using the width of the field while letting the ball do the work, spreading it wide, and that is creating the difference in the attack right now. Ball carriers are getting into position, spreading it wide. You can't move faster than the ball, and it's definitely working to the advantage.
Well. Davis Makori guilty of being offside.
Can even tell me.
God did well. Moved it, had the sense of mind. Kenny Sindu, Makori chasing with everything he had. Great tackle by Bikwadema. Went low.
It's a mark.
The Lions did well. The Lions probably sensed that if they can get a try in with time running down on the clock, then they may be in with a chance of getting a positive result in this game. Excellent line out. Can they drive it? Crispin Kinini has got in between them. Has he managed to turn it over? Again, the support was slow to get round the jumper. But have they got it
Get
back?
off the ball! Get off the ball! Easy. No. Piling. Mole. The ball was with white hands. Green ball.
Well, lucky to get that ball back, the Lions. And it's Collins Kimani who's got in for Edgar Bere. It looks like the Sharks might be putting in yet another change.
Lions putting on the pressure. They want to use this attacking scrum. They're in good position.
Don't move.
Solid on the front.
Green, hold it.
Look for the number 8 to pick up and play on the blind. And that's exactly what they do. Roger Sly does well. And they still look to keep it tight. Unlucky.
He touched the ball. White touched the ball. Okay? There's no offside. Yeah. White touched the ball. Sorry,
Another substitution.
Touched the ball at the back of the scrum. So the rack was
just
over.
didn't have the control and the composure.
He lost the ball.
This is where experience is needed. Coming into almost the last 10 minutes, you're leading by 5 points. You need to keep possession.
Crouch. Touch. Pulls, engage. Hold. Stay bound, 7. Green.
Solid scrum down by the Sharks.
Yes, it is.
Dene clears his lines. Does he find touch? It's covered. Orlando will look to attack.
Calvin's Biko. Stops, steps, spins, turns. Get the ball at fantastic pace, Biko.
Back.
Yahuma shows the ball. Great tackle there by the cover defense. Collins Kimani clears. Mwenesi has been playing well the second row. Alubaka
Roll away.
goes forward. Kimani clears. Omondi.
Tackler, get off.
Collins Kimani almost caught. They seem to be running out of support.
Let it go. Let it go.
But they get it back. Yahuma. Alubaka. Does well. It's all Lions at the moment. Kati Solago did well to pick up a very low pass.
Okay, tackler release. No, it's
Suspiciously
right.
offside. Going through. Rogers Lai. And the forwards are doing well. Mwenesi.
Back.
Sharks
Advantage.
grappling to contain these rampant forwards, and they draw the penalty.
Desperate defending by the Sharks there. The Lions doing very well. Minimal running across. Everyone receiving the ball is straightening, and it's proving a tall order for that Sharks defense. Strong runners, Alubaka, Machanje, who can stop them when they're going forward. They're maintaining dominance, maintaining territory, and it's crucial for them. They've got 10 minutes of play left. They've got to manage their time.
Well. Are they going for post? Yes, they are. If Yahuma seems they've changed kickers, strangely enough. If they can get this, it means the Sharks will have to score twice in these last 10 minutes if they are to have any chance of winning it. And from Peter Mutai taking over kicking duties, it is now Jotham Yahuma who has the responsibility of taking the Lions to 20 points. Can he do it?
Yes, a score here would cushion that lead and give them a bit of breathing space, because remember, a try would tie it for the Sharks. So Yahuma, with the pressure, he's got all the work to do. Can he stretch this lead? It would force the Sharks to score twice. He strikes it well. It's got the height and distance, and Jotham Yahuma has put some daylight between the Lions and the Sharks. Great penalty taken by Yahuma. You can tell the crowd loves it. You can just see the Lions players there, and they are enjoying this. Good bounce back by the Lions on the match day 2 of the Super Series.
Fidel Sinai prepares to kick off. We've got 8 minutes left in this match, and it's 8 points in it. The Sharks must score twice to have any chance at all getting any points from this. Very good kick by Yahuma. Beautifully, well judged. That is very good play by the fly half. Taking play into the Sharks half, relieving pressure off the Lions and buying his team more time. Coach Micho Chola with a frown on his face. Perhaps he's thrown all his cards on the table now. Does he have anything else up his sleeve, or it's his players who have to come up with something for him?
Yes, they definitely do. They had an emphatic win last weekend, put in a 70-point margin between them and Twigas in Tanzania. Can they bounce back and steal this one from the teeth of the Lions?
Half a meter from the mark.
If the Lions can hold on for the next 7 or so minutes and get a win here, it will have thrown this group wide open.
It's okay that. Knock on from
Again, they're struggling in that line out. Referee playing advantage.
We knock on from the line out. Stay back, yeah? Watch.
Onjala Sinei,
Advantage over.
high kick. And again, they could control Bikwadema.
Advantage over.
Twayange. Makori. Threw it to nobody in particular. Well cleaned up by Odipo, but he's moving backwards faster than he's moving forward.
Yes, Odipo driven back by that ferocious Lions defense.
Give me a back foot.
But they managed to retain it. Manjala spins it out wide. Sinei once again puts it high up in the air. Can they get men under it? The bounce could be the key here.
Good tackle by Yange. Orlando, wobbly old kick. Who will it go
Offside
to?
number 1.
Anybody. Kyoko. The Sharks are throwing everything at the Lions at the moment.
Much
They
better play there by the Sharks.
6 minutes left in this match. The fans are in a very tense mood, looking at their body language. No one moving at all. The Sharks must score now.
No, don't move. Green. Welcome, Super. I won't remind you again.
Sharks fans have gone quiet in these last 10 minutes. They know that their team are under the cosh. Beautiful line out again.
Come on, White.
They have been creative, they have created space well, and Alubaka's throws have been extremely accurate.
Stay bound.
Can he find touch? Beautiful spiraling kick. Looked to have touched Sinei's hands. Did it?
Did he touch it? Okay.
Yes, he did. And that, I think, sums up the Sharks day today. Some of the young Sharks fans as well, with a shrug of the shoulders, just wondering what's happened to their team. They put 75 points
White touch the ball
on the board last week.
Scrum.
They're not able
Scrum.
to get even more
White touch.
than 12 points today.
White touch. Scrum. Green. Thank you.
Good call by the referee again. He was clear in his communication. He asked the touch judge what happened.
It's okay, fine. Correct that,
The Lions, a much more experienced side. They're winding down the clock here. They're dominant in the set piece. They do well. Lai
Advantage White.
Throws the ball forward. Very creative bit of passing, Sinei. And he loses it forward as well.
almost gives the compliment back and does the same. As easy as they got it here. But the Sharks will look to make a change. Brian
Okomi coming on for
Fine.
Duncan Ekasi. This is the last throw of the dice perhaps from both coaches. As Antonio Chino comes on for the veteran Antonio Gott. They have under 4 minutes to make a difference to their teams. Antonio Gott has been a great servant for the Lions and Kenya Commercial Bank and Kenya Rugby as well. He is a Kenya 15s international, one of the top jumpers in the country.
Let it go!
Collins Kimani uses the referee well as a shield. Alubaka loses it for Gadumbi.
Oh, woeful pass from Gadumbi. Both sides just not handling this ball, giving away possession so easily. They will look to correct that. Wet weather is not an excuse. They should make better use of this ball. The Sharks will be disappointed.
Kimani did well to get his hands through the tackle. Alubaka as a captain perhaps needs to be one of the experienced players who keeps the ball for his team.
Crouch, touch, pause, engage.
And Okomi does well. Brings in Gadumbi. This is live wire fullback, capped for Kenya Sevens 2 years ago. Okomi, and again, the Sharks forwards guilty of watching, hanging out, and they may have been outnumbered. Yes, they have.
Sorry.
Elementary mistake there by the Sharks once again. Did not get numbers behind the ball. That Lions forward pack is marauding. They are experienced, just getting their bodies there, isolating the Sharks players, and it has cost them. As the clock winds down, the Lions will be happy to be playing within the Sharks half, but can the Sharks bounce back?
Crouch.
Upwards of 3 minutes to go. Can they pull off the magic?
Touch, pause, engage.
Solid scrum by the Lions. We're in the final 2 minutes of this match. Mondi almost through. Good fend off again. Almost a judo throw there by Wanjala. Took his half slightly. Orlando couldn't keep his hands on it, but does well to recover. Odipo, almost like he's dragging a sack of potatoes. Wanjala clears. Sinai puts it high. Oh, Biko and Kimani were taking photographs of that kick, and they lose it forward. It's all a comedy of errors at the back there for the Lions.
Well, if there's one thing Sinai has done in this match, is kick. He put it high up. Look at them, not knowing, no one committed themselves to claiming that ball, and they will pay for it. Can the Sharks convert this for a one-pointer? It's going to be a scrum down. They want to throw everything they have behind it. Can some inspiration come from somewhere for this Sharks side?
We're in the final minute of this match. It is the Sharks who put 75 points on the Tanzania Triggers last week, trailing by 12 points to 20. Tokumi looks isolated.
Get back.
Wanjala, Makori. Oh, Baraza could not hold on to it. And I think that is game, set and match, Peter.
Yes, it is. Fabulous attacking position. Just when you needed to handle it, he will be disappointed with that. The pass was good on the man and just struggling, and you can see his disappointment.
Hey guys, I'm watching, yeah?
And I think the Sharks through that
all of you cannot have issues and expect me to listen.
We're winding down the clock.
My job,
Yeah, that has been the story of the Sharks attack this afternoon.
Okay, fine.
A bit tentative.
Ready now?
They looked a bit unsure of what to do when on the field. Just not quite come off for them. And that is the hooter. This will be the last play. Oh no, but he misses touch. My goodness. But it's still 8 points in it. The hooter's gone. Even if the Sharks manage to score. Gadumbi, Bikwadema, Wanjala.
Tackling without the ball. That was almost a wrestling move there. The referee will play on.
But there's a call from the third judge.
No. The player didn't have the ball, okay? Didn't have the ball, so you can't tackle him, okay? Don't do that, yeah? Go back.
Good management by John Bosco Mwamba. Just tells the player didn't need to. It's the last seconds of this game.
Playing man without ball.
Sharks need to ask the referee. If they kick it out, it's over.
Time is up, eh?
If they kick it out, it's over.
Time is up.
Well done, referee. At least he's warned them. Odipo takes matters into his own hands and takes the ball and throws it forward very smartly. Oh no. And that is it. It's all over. The Lions have bounced back from a very disappointing win last week, and he knows they needed that win, Brian Omondi. They knew how important it was. They came into this game fired up. They came in with the right tactical appreciation, and they have come out on top. They keep their season alive. It's Lions 20, Sharks 12, and Peter, even some of the fans are enjoying Christmas. They enjoy that.
Yes, the Lions did the simple things and they did them well. They were solid on the scrummage. Their line out was on the mark, and the final score there tells 20-12. The class showed with the experience of the players named today, starting Antonio Gott, Alubaka, and that is the inspiration they've needed. They've bounced back and they're in business.
And this was the try in the first half by Fabian Orlando. Did very well to control that ball with his foot and to have the presence of mind to keep control of the ball. The second try from Mahuma was a beauty. Stepped, the superb swerve, show of the ball, and still had a lot of work to do and did well to get over. That has been the story of this game from the Lions. A win they needed to win, which they have done. And looking at the stats, the Sharks again dominated possession but just could not convert it into points. The handling errors were pretty even for both sides, although the Lions did have 15 errors as compared to the Sharks 12. But the crucial statistic there again is that the penalties conceded for the Lions did not turn into points for the Sharks.
Yes, and the service was good at the breakdown. The Lions did well. Mutai making the difference, and you can tell why his side was dominant. And we're going to go pitch side for interviews with Herbert Mashiro.
Final score 2012 to the Lions in what could be actually an upset, because the Lions, down and out last week, have bounced back to take this game against the Sharks. With me, Wilson Kopondo, the captain of the Sharks. Wilson, is this the result you were looking forward to, or is it a shock for you?
As well, for me it's also a shock. Definitely not the result I'm looking for today. Big upset for them, for us.
Well, you still have a chance next week. Now it's going to be a nail-biting game against the Cheetahs. Where will the Sharks go and re-strategize and regroup?
We took too long to settle in that game, so I think that was a factor, as well as the set pieces. They were a mess today, and that really showed me the whole game.
We saw you limping off. Was that a tactical substitution or was it an injury?
Slight injury, don't worry about it.
Okay, Wilson, thank you very much, and we wish you all the best next week.
Thank you.
Okay, and now with me, the captain of the victorious team, Edwin Alubaka. Edwin, yes. The Lions, a much happier person today, no tears like last week. Tell me, Edwin, is this what the Lions were looking for?
Yes, we had to win, because if we lost, we'd have been out of contention. So this game was a must-win.
This has given you a lifeline, and next week you go to Tanzania where you play the Twiggers. It's going to end up being a mathematical count to see who gets to the semi-finals. Are you confident of bouncing back strongly?
Yes, we are. I'm very confident because we are working hard. Even though today we still gave a lot of penalties, we still have to work on our discipline. Yeah.
Well, Edwin, any key changes that you made today?
Key changes is just our game plan. We took them forwards. And then we played a total rugby. We also introduced our backs after we had taken them wide. It was a 15th game total rugby. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Edwin, and we wish you all the best next week in your pursuit for semi-final position. We'll be right back with you. Okay, and now it's time for Man of the Match, and with me to present Man of the Match is Bamburi Cement Limited Marketing Director, Robert Nyagaya. Welcome, Robert.
Thank you.
Okay, Man of the Match today from the Lions, we have